Alright, everybody. Hello, and welcome. What is going on? Phil here live on the stream today. Today is Monday, October 2nd, 2017. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all safe, and hopefully you're doing alright. I mean, obviously the big talk of today, and the talk that's going to be the big talk of every day for the next few days, is the horrendous, happenings, the massacre that happened in Las Vegas last night. So before I even get started talking about anything else, obviously I gotta say, a few words about it. Now, I'm certainly no political person. I'm not someone who's going to get up on a soapbox and start talking about an issue here or there. I'm not going to be talking about gun control or terrorism or anything, as many people did last night. If anything, number one, the first thing I learned about when a horrendous disaster is going on like this is to not follow the Twitter feed. I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, the Twitter feed last night was awful. First of all, people were posting up graphic pictures of the shit going on in Las Vegas, and I'm like, no one wants to see that. Like, literally, not one human who is, has any kind of fucking intelligence in their head would want to see these pictures. All right? They're not good, not what you want. It's just terrible. We know what's happening. We don't need to see these pictures of that shit. Okay? Number two, people spreading massive misinformation about this on Twitter. They were actually posting up pictures of people, and I don't know who these people were, but they were saying, oh, this is the gunman. This is the gunman. Get him. This is the gunman. And it wasn't. They had like 2 or 3 different people who they were posting up on Twitter, and idiots were fucking retweeting it and patting it along. It was completely false information. And then to make matters even worse, you got to have these people who want to politicize the thing immediately. Like, it was actually around 11 p.m. last night that I started to see stuff on Twitter erupt about this horrendous, disaster. And immediately, you've got people claiming it's terrorism, it's Islam, it's radical Islam. Then you got people, oh, gun control, gun control, gun control. We literally had no info. We didn't know anything. There was zero information about anything. And people want to turn a horrible occurrence into their own spin for their own fucking agendas. It's just like, Jesus, man. Like, people are so fucked in the head. I seriously can't imagine something horrible happening. Immediately, let me find a way to spin this for my own fucking purposes, right? Unreal. And, everyone's guilty. Because I see even big politicians did it. And it's like, there's really... Do we have information? Yes, we do. We have information regarding what happened. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to get into specifics or anything. But, we didn't have any information last night. And idiots were fucking already doing it. It's so disgusting. So if anything, the only thing that I can really say about it is, listen, I know that people are going to talk about it today on stream. There's nothing I can do about that. And certainly I'm not going to say, oh, shame on anyone who decides to talk about this on stream. I mean, obviously it's the big news of the day. It's all anyone's going to be talking about for several days. It's fine. If you want to talk about it in the stream chat, it's fine. But what I will ask you is this. Please be respectful to each other. If you're going to have an intelligent discussion about it, please leave it at that. Don't attack each other. Don't insult each other. Because that's when it degrades and it falls apart. And that's what we don't want, okay? We want people, if you want to talk about it, and I understand for healing purposes too, when something horrible like this happens, you got to talk about it and get it off your chest. And I get that. Sometimes just talking in general with other people about not dramatic, what's the word? Oh God, what's the word? Traumatic. That was the word I was looking for. Sometimes just talking about a traumatic experience with others makes it, helps to make it feel better, okay? So, I get that, all right? And, you know, it's cool if you want to talk about it. However, understand, this is a gameplay stream, folks. This is not a political stream. This is not a stream where I talk about world events constantly. So understand that, you know, outside of me just briefly mentioning here on the pre-stream, it's not something I'm going to be bringing up or talking about during gameplay. If anything, I get the feeling many people will be jumping on the stream today to forget about that shit, you know, or not think about it. Not that we want to completely forget it, but, you know, get it off our minds so we can kind of get back to our normal day. And, you know, listen, we lived in a fucked up world, and at any time this shit, it's if anything, the past 5 years, right, we've now realized that this shit can happen anywhere, anytime. It's fucked up. It's a really messed up situation. And, you know, it's the reality of life living in the United States at this point. But a lot of people are going to come here to have fun and relax, and that's what it's about, all right? So, obviously, I feel horrible about what happened in Las Vegas. You know, just the news coming out all night. I mean, for hours I was following it. I couldn't help it, you know. I wanted to see what was really going on, and, you know, we don't have all the information yet. More information is still being released. They're still looking into it. They're still investigating, and, you know, it's a horrible situation. If anything, of course, now you know what's going to happen, and now we're going to have all these security things where anytime you go to a hotel, there's going to be metal detectors and everything. Is unreal that this is the country we live in, man. Seriously. All right, anyway, that's it. So, yeah, I've mentioned it, brought it up. Again, if you want to talk about it in stream chat, that's cool. I'm not going to prevent you from doing it. At the same time, folks, understand this is a gameplay stream. So, after this moment here that I'm talking about it, that's going to be it for me talking about it. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, I'm doing 2 gameplay streams. All right? 2 of them. Now, you want to talk about what are they? Well, the first stream here today is going to be Fortnite Battle Royale. If you're not aware what this is, Fortnite, which is a game that came out during the summer, I believe it was July, actually, from the makers of the Gears of War franchise, I believe, wasn't it? Epic Games. They made Gears of War, didn't they? Or am I off here? Well, Epic Games, I know, is a big game developer, okay? I'm not 100% sure what they made. But they released this game, Fortnite, during the summer. And it basically was kind of a team-based, cooperative, almost like surviving against hordes of zombies. It's cartoony. It's meant to be like one of these, you know, kind of online co-op games with your friends, all right? From what I'm to understand, it didn't sell great. You know, especially releasing it in the summer, an online-only game like this. I didn't even really hear too much about it. For about 2 days, people were asking me to play it, and after that, no one ever mentioned it again. So obviously, it wasn't something of large concern to my viewing audience. So, here we are, folks. 2 months later, they released a mode called Battle Royale for free. Now, this kind of blew people away because you're like, Fortnite is a $60 game. You have to buy it. Why are they releasing a mode completely for free on all platforms? And so, what this is, supposedly people are saying, it plays just like the other game that's the hottest game on Steam right now. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, excuse me. Okay. And that being said, you know, people were like, whoa, it's a game mode that literally emulates this other game that's super popular. So there's been all this controversy. The developers of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds have already been threatening, saying maybe we're going to take legal action because it seems like the developers of Fortnite took our idea and maybe even some of our source code to make this Battle Royale version of their game. Now, I don't know if there's any corroborating evidence to support what they're saying. They could just be mad that these people made a game similar to theirs. But it is kind of funny that both games run on the same engine, the Unreal Engine, and that the developers of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds pay to license that engine, and that's what their game runs on. And whenever they have updates to their game, they have to submit it to Epic Games to have it put into the game. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of an interesting situation. All right. I don't honestly know what the hell's going on. I don't know, you know, what is the truth of the matter? What is the truth of the situation here? So I'm not going to say anything political on any side of it there and say, oh, this one's in the right, this one's in the wrong. All I know is this came out a few days ago. It was the 28th, I believe. So today's the 4th, so it's been, what, 4 days? And apparently people are playing the living hell out of it. And people have said, Phil, you're going to play it because it's free. Why wouldn't you try it out? Especially because you haven't played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because it's PC only right now. Yeah, this would be your opportunity to try a game that's a similar play style and see what it's all about. So, that's what today's first gameplay stream is going to be. I'm going to try this out. Now, I've heard a few things. Some people are saying this is really fun. Others are saying it's annoying as shit because there's people who literally just sit in place endlessly waiting for you to walk by and then jump out of a bush and kill you. So it makes it really annoying. Other people are saying it runs like shit on the PlayStation 4, which if that is the truth is unfortunate because, I mean, why are you even releasing the free thing for a console if it runs like shit, you know? So, I don't know how this is going to go. I have absolutely no idea, okay, at all. I have no idea how this is going to go or, you know, what's going to happen here on the stream. It could go really well and I enjoy it. And I'm like, wow, this is a cool thing. I want to play again. Or I could be like, wow, this really sucked. It was boring and or annoying and it ran like shit. And I don't ever want to touch it again. Okay? So I guess we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I have no idea how to play it. Nothing, you know, I don't know. Now, some people have already asked me, oh, Phil, you want to party up? You want to party up? What I'll say is this. Let me play it by myself first and give it a shot and see what it is. And then later, maybe, you know, this is a long stream, by the way. This is a gameplay stream where I'm running this till 5 p.m. My local time. So it's a good, another 5 hours from now. I'm just going to be, you know, just ending. So I may do like the first half of the stream I play by myself to learn. And then maybe I'll invite people if people want to play with me or whatever. We'll see. But I got to try it out first to see what the hell it actually is. All right. Before I, you know, jump in with a party. You know, I mean, at least let me get a general feel for what the game is and the controls and everything before I try to team up with other people. All right, fair enough. All right, so that's the deal, folks. That's what I'll be doing, Fortnite here on my first stream. Now, later tonight, I'm doing a second stream. The second stream is going to run, you know, starting around 7:30, 8 p.m. Pacific time. What is it? I'm not sure yet. If I really like Fortnite here, then maybe I'll play it again tonight. Okay? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is I really like Fortnite, then I'll play it again. So that way I'll have a whole day of gameplay, and I'll save some of that gameplay to upload during this week when I have time away from streaming. Or, let's say I play it, and I'm like, it wasn't great. Then what I'll do tonight on my second stream is I'll play Spyro the Dragon, which I've already downloaded. It's ready to go on my PlayStation 3. The playthrough can start tonight if, you know, that's the deal. Now, well, either scenario is good in my opinion. But tomorrow I've decided I'm going to play Spyro. Tomorrow will be Spyro the Dragon on stream. And yes, it will be an earlier, longer stream just like today's, okay? So, for those who are dying for Spyro to begin, you're going to get Spyro tomorrow anyway. So, even if I don't play it tonight, it's going to start tomorrow. Fair enough? Sound good? So, everyone gets what they want. We're going to try out Fortnite today, maybe Spyro tonight, if not more Fortnite, and then tomorrow, definitely Spyro, okay? And then, for the rest of the week, like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will not be live streaming, but I'm going to have videos of Spyro, I'm going to have possibly videos of Fortnite, I'm going to have videos of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and videos of Ultra Street Fighter 2 to upload over the 4 days that I will not be live streaming. So I won't be here, but YouTube will still be very busy this week, okay? And then I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to be coming back on the 8th, is it? Yes, the 8th, which is Sunday. I'll be doing a late night stream, my usual time, 7:30, 8 p.m. And I'm going to be playing Batman the Telltale Series Episode 2. I figure this is the perfect way to ease back into streaming. So that way, it's a shorter thing. It'll give me time to record the weekend preview beforehand. And I'll get back hitting the ground running with something that people want to see because it's going to release during the time I'm away. And then that Monday, the 9th, more than likely what it'll be is Spyro on the first stream. And then that 9th at night, maybe I'll do some fighting games. So maybe I'll do some more Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, or maybe I'll do some Ultra Street Fighter 2. I don't know. We'll see. But it'll be a mix. And then that Tuesday, the 10th of October, it's Middle-earth Shadow of War. So everyone's going to want to see that. I want to play that. I'm dying to. That'll be all week until The Evil Within 2, and then just nonstop new releases for the rest of the month, folks. Okay? Sound good? Alright, good. So now you guys and gals know what to expect for the next few days. Very nice. FYI, last night, I contacted the September patrons on Patreon.com. So if you were a September patron of mine, you pledged in September, and I owe you a perk. For example, maybe you need a forum upgrade so you can post up your questions for Ask the King this month, or so that you can start nominating horror games for the horror marathon that's going to happen at the end of this month on Halloween. Whatever it may be, I messaged all of those patrons on Patreon.com, and I'm awaiting your responses. Once I start getting those responses, I'll start actioning those and getting everyone their perks. Okay? And already we've got some people nominating horror games. I've seen games like Friday the 13th, Night in the Woods, The Letter, Phantasmagoria 2. I have no mouth, so I must scream. I think there was a Silent Hill game suggested, one of the ones I hadn't played yet. A lot of stuff, a lot of suggestions already going up for the Halloween Horror Marathon. So that's cool. Very excited for that. And I'm going to start watching, you know, horror-themed stuff. Actually, last night I watched a thing about the Salem witch trials, but honestly, with all the horror that was going on in Las Vegas, I didn't feel like sharing, you know, tweeting or Instagramming or anything last night. I just didn't. But I think tonight I'll get back to my usual, what I do in October is every night when I watch horror-themed stuff, I share it with everyone on social media. So probably tonight I'll resume that. So, yes, boy, I just completely had marbles in my mouth there. The Halloween horror stuff is in full swing. I'm excited for it. I hope that you're excited for it. It's coming up. You know, we're gonna see what happens here, and go from there. But you know, looking good so far. So, FYI, if you were a patron of mine in September, please check your inboxes on Patreon.com so that you can get your perks. Sound good? Now, folks, the goal for this month on Patreon, I have not updated it yet, but I already talked about it yesterday. I'll very briefly talk about it again today. It's going to be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's going to be a marathon of me playing that game for about 6 to 7 hours, either on console, if it releases on console by late November. If it doesn't release on console by late November, then I will be playing it on PC, only I won't be able to capture, so what I'll do is just live stream it, and then I will basically split the stream up into highlights to upload to YouTube. So if you want to see me play a big session of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, you know, coming up, then please pledge to my Patreon for this month, alright? I'll have more information on it as we get, you know, further into the month, and I update the goal and everything. Probably when I get back from my time off is when I'll really start pushing it. But yeah, right now that's the idea. I think it's going to be a good goal, something I've never done before, right? Pretty good. Keep in mind that previous goals like this, such as, you know, playing Minecraft and stuff like that, has been pretty incredibly successful. Me experiencing these games that genres of games that I never played before, as a result of hitting a patron goal, has been really, really successful in the past. And I think that this will be as well. So, please consider pledging to my Patreon this month at patreon.com/darksidefil. Okay? Alright, outside of that, I don't have much else to talk about. So, realistically here, let's go ahead and just do some quick, you know, plugs, and then we'll get started. Sound good? I think I have like 1 or 2 shout-outs to do here before we start today. But, alright, so, folks, since very shortly I will be on break, I will be very appreciative of anything that you guys do today on stream, including cheering, subbing, and tipping. Alright, since I will have 4 days away from streaming, and I'll have none of that for 4 days. And, you know, some people have even said, well, why is Phil taking the time off? Listen, guys, I need it, okay? Number one, just for mental health. At this point, with all the stuff that's gone on with me this year, I mean, just listen to some of the shit that happened this year, okay? YouTube ad revenue plummeted. YouTube adpocalypse. Had to completely change my business structure from being YouTube-based to more of a focus on live streaming, which, by the way, was a big positive thing in my opinion, but it was stressful and a lot of work, okay? And Ended my 5-year relationship with my ex-girlfriend. That was a huge one. Went from, you know, living with someone here for 3 years to basically adjusting to live alone again, which was a big transition for me because I haven't lived alone since 2014, excuse me. And when I did, I lived in a small condo in Connecticut, not in this big house here in Washington. So that was a huge thing. You know, I had health issues all summer where I didn't feel good. My throat and sinuses were all screwed up. And quite honestly, you know, it's on and off. Like, it gets better and then it gets worse again due to stress. Like, I was actually feeling a lot better. Now, all of a sudden, the past day, my throat is screwed up again. And honestly, I think it's a combination of stress because of the shit going on behind the scenes. And also the fact that the weather just changed. So now my body's like, oh, now it's not hot anymore. Now it's cold. And now it's giving me a pain in my ass. And, you know, in addition to all that shit, you know, financially, things have been incredibly bad. You know, even with all the support you guys have given me, behind the scenes, financially, stuff is incredibly tight. Right now, we're in the early days of October. This is when all my bills clear, including my 2 mortgages, all of my revolving debt, like all credit cards and even installment loan payments and my utilities, and everything clears now. And I don't even know if I'm going to have enough money in the bank account to pay it all. It might overdraft the account. And then, you know, I get paid, I believe, on the 10th. For my YouTube earnings from the month of August. So the problem is all my bills get cleared within the first week. So there's a very strong chance that I get fucked. I get hit with $35 overdraft fee every freaking overdraft that happens. And then it won't even be replenished till the middle of the month. So for me, it's like all this shit in the back of my mind going on. And then on top of all that, there's other stuff going on in the background that's screwing with my head that I haven't told you guys the specifics of. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm in a position here where things could be fine, and I push along the way I've been doing, and I survive, or I may have to, you know, lose my house and, you know, either move to a smaller place here in Washington or worst case scenario, move back to Connecticut, which I would hate to fucking do because of all the improvements and the things that have happened since I moved out here that are so much better for my streams and for my gameplay and for everything, right? And to give all that up and basically say I have to give up on all that would be a major defeat. And all this is going through my fucking head. All right? And, you know, it's draining me. And that's why I need a few days away from the streaming to just relax. I mean, not that I'm going to be purely relaxing. I'm going to be cleaning my house. I'm going to be going out and looking for Halloween costumes for the upcoming Halloween Horror Marathon. I've got all this stuff planned. Nothing that's going to be expensive because I have no money. I really don't. I have no disposable income. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm basically doing what I can here to keep going. And I need to get some mental health back. So that's why I'm taking the 4 days away from streaming, okay? So all that being said, you know, any support that you lend now is greatly appreciated. Especially considering that I'll be away for 4 days, all right? Now, if you do decide to either cheer, sub, or tip during today's live stream, if you do any of those things, I will actually be giving you a verbal shout-out, okay? You'll actually get a verbal shout-out during the course of the stream. And that's good. You know, everyone wants a shout-out, right? If you cheer 50 bits or more, if you tip me $2 or more, or you sub to the channel and click on the share button, I will be also having an on-screen pop-up appear. So you'll get visual recognition in addition to the verbal recognition. Okay? So it's double recognition. It works well. Now, I don't know what kind of, how the gameplay will be here with Fortnite, but I will do my best to give you these shout-outs in an appropriate time frame and not, be lagging on that and stuff like that. Now, if you do have the option to choose and say, man, I'm going to do one of these things today on stream. I'm not sure which one I should do. What helps fill the most? The answer right now would be tipping. Until I get paid this month for my performance in August, which was really good. It was the best streaming month I've ever had, and it was also decent on YouTube as well. Until I get these payments in mid-October, right now, like I said, I'm in big financial trouble. I don't know what's going to happen with all my bills clearing and everything. So if you tip me, I get that money right now, and I can put that right into my bank account to help pay all these bills coming up, all right? So I am very appreciative for those of you who the past 2 months have come out and you've been on streams and you've been supportive. So far, so good. I've got like 2 weeks left to get through, and then finally I could stop worrying about this shit, at least for a few months, and tell her, I don't have to even bring this up. I can just say cheers, sub, or tip, and that's it. But right now, I prefer tips because the tips help me tremendously because I get that right away and I can put that right towards the bills. All right? Fair enough? All right. So let's do some shout-outs and then let's get started. I don't have too many to do today. First of all, once again, overnight, Golden Colts did some cheers. So I got to give a shout-out to Golden Colts. Let me actually refresh here because I just want to be sure it was only him and not someone else as well. Because sometimes other people have been doing stuff overnight, and I don't want to, jib them. No, it looks like it was Golden Colts. Did a few nice cheers overnight for me. So thank you, Golden Colts, for that. I appreciate it. Dark Viking 159. Resubscribed to the channel for the 3 months in a row. So you've now earned yourself your Silver Crown Chat Badge. Congratulations. He says, woohoo, 3 months already. I hope you like Fortnite, Phil. And by the way, Danganronpa 3 is fucking crazy. Yeah, there's been a few people who I, follow and or stay in contact with who are playing Danganronpa 3 right now and are saying that it is pretty good. But it's actually the craziest one of all of them so far. And, they're excited to see me eventually play it. There's no way I'm playing it right now with all the other new releases. There's no way I'm doing a visual novel right now. 40 hours of reading. No thank you. I'm trying to get my voice to heal. Okay. And shout out to Hail Hydra 04, who tipped me $1 and said, will you be playing the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta this week? Well, I actually might have, because a fan of mine sent me a code to be in it. Sadly, the code is only valid in Australia. So it didn't work out. And I didn't do anything to earn a code myself. I'm actually not even sure how you get the codes. I don't know if you have to pre-order or whatever. I didn't pre-order the game yet, so... Plus, keep in mind, the beta is only live. I think it starts, like, this Wednesday or Thursday, and it ends on Sunday night. So, I wouldn't have had any time at all besides Sunday night to play. I would have only been able to play a very short session, because it happens directly during my time off, which kind of sucks, the timing, but, it is what it is. So, I will not be able to play the beta since it sounds like it ends on Sunday night. I mean, if the beta continued to Monday, and it was an open beta, and I could do it, then I would play it, but I don't think it is. So. Alright, and shout out to, I got an anonymous $5 tip. Thank you to the person who anonymously tipped me $5. Keep in mind, folks, if you want a tip, how do you do it? Well, if you look below my stream, there's a section on my Twitch page, a panel for tipping. If you click on it, it has a picture of me posing with Pokemon. It takes you to the tips page, and you can either choose to do an anonymous tip like this person just did, or you can put your actual name in a message as well. It's all up to you. Okay? So thank you for the $5 anonymous tip. Okay. Alright, folks. I think that's it for the pre-stream. I think it's now time to start with Fortnite and see what it's all about, because I have no idea. We're going to find out firsthand. I'm sure I'm going to suck. I mean, how am I going to do well at a game? I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. It's going to take a while for me to learn even the basics, I would assume. So, thank you everyone for being a little patient here on the pre-stream. And, oh, hold on. I just got a cheer from Darude. I don't know if it's Darude or Darude Boy. I think it's Darude Boy. He's a 100-bit cheer, and he says, I didn't catch your Cuphead playthrough. Did you like the game? Absolutely. Listen, Cuphead is a game that's gruelingly difficult, but it's fair. And if you play it and you learn the patterns, it's really enjoyable. I mean, I really liked fighting all those unique bosses and everything. It was really different, a really different gameplay experience than what I'm used to. So yeah, I very much enjoyed Cuphead. Yes, 2 thumbs up to Cuphead. And honestly, it was one of my favorite games of the year. It really was. I loved it. And knowing the story of the game devs who made it, how it went through a bunch of problems, and they had that one guy to put like second mortgage on his house and shit in order to get the game financed. I mean, because we saw it in 2014, and it took 3 friggin' years for the game to be made, but it's great. It's honestly a really solid game, man. Like, seriously, you should check it out. And I got a dollar tip from Philium, who says, my deepest condolences to all the victims in Vegas. What are your views on gun laws, and are you for or against gun control? This is not the forum for that, folks. It's not. It is not. I already said that at the very beginning of the pre-stream that I'm not going to be here standing on a soapbox today. This is a gameplay stream. If you want to know about stuff like that, I would say Ask the King later this month would be a great place to discuss it. But I'm not going to be going into crazy, you know, detail and discussions about that here now. I don't think it's the place. All right, fair enough? All right. All right, everyone. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's begin with Fortnite. Let's see how this goes. All right.